Alright, this is Patrick Griffin. This is for data structures class. This is my Q project, my Q class. I figured out working with this would be easier to just put everything on pretty much a dynamic array list set to string, and then I could put it into a regular array list for my Q. So of course I called my three-dimensional array memory into this class. And I set a couple variables up. I set one for the ASCII that I don't want into the strings. I also use them to show where I should return the string into the array list. I'll get to that after. But first off, I started off with a method. So I put in the 3D array, and I set the page number of the poem Richard Cory, and a couple for loops like usual, and I did a check here to make sure it was not -99. If it wasn't, I would pass it into the next check, which would actually check to see if the integer that was being passed through was equal to any of these numbers using this method down here. It was pretty easy little enhanced loop that checks that value against every single value in the array, and if it did equal any of them, it returned true. If not, it returned false. So if it was false and one of those blacklisted characters weren't in there, it would cast it into a character and send it into a string, or append it into a string. And then if it was one of those characters and it was not equal to just a blank string, it would make sure to add what was left in the character into the string. It would add that into the string array list, and then it would reset the string back to blank so that I could do the process all over again. It would just loop through that. After it compiled all of the lines from the poem, oh yeah, I should say just real quick, I was banging my head trying to figure out why it wasn't going through without this area right here, and it was just sending a bunch of null, or not null, but blank values into my integer array. So I set up this little process here. It was kind of handy, just so I could see what was going on. So what it would do is it would make a quick string, print it out, cast it back into an integer value, because I couldn't tell if it was like a return carriage or what that was getting stuck in there, but turns out it was just a blank. Anyway, just left that in there. So after that process completes, it would call this method right here, which got the size of the string array list and set the size of the string, of the array. Where is this? Down here. See, so what it does, it just takes the argument of the whole string array list, and then it sets the array and initializes it to that many elements. And after that's passed through there, it says while is not full. And where is that? Yeah, right here. It just checks to see if the rear pointer is equal to the poem array length -1. So if it's not that, it'll start sending the strings in one at a time into the proper value using the InQ method, which is down here. So it's just pretty simple stuff from this point on, especially after doing the stacks exercise. Then after it is full, it passes to while not empty, and then it starts the decoup process, which is right down here. And let's see, that's pretty much it, except for the print process. That was the last one here. And it's just a real simple print, but here, I'll run it for you real quick. I made it print out, the Q index and stuff, so I could check for errors, and it obviously printed out a file. Where am I? And there you go. Alright, thanks guys.